At Billie Eilish's London show, she did something unexpected in the world of pop spectacle. She embraced an introvert's approach. The very essence of what makes her pop presence unique was on full display as she took a step back from the usual hyper-energized performances and instead created an intimate atmosphere, one that allowed her to connect deeply with her audience while staying true to her introverted roots. From the moment the lights dimmed, Eilish's show was unlike any other. The stage setup was minimalist, with soft, muted lighting that never overwhelmed the room. There were no elaborate dancers, no flashing lights, and certainly no over-the-top theatrics. Instead, the focus was on her and her band, a stark contrast to the frenetic energy that often defines pop performances. The simplicity of the stage set reflected the calm and introspective nature that many fans have come to associate with her. As Eilish began her set, she didn't attempt to dominate the space with loud, in-your-face performances. Instead, she moved quietly but purposefully. With every song, there was an understated, almost reverent quality to her movements and delivery. Her voice, soft yet powerful, seemed to hover above the crowd like a whisper that demanded attention without needing to shout. It was as if she was letting the music and her message do the talking, rather than relying on grand gestures or physicality. One of the most striking moments was when she performed Bury a Friend. As the song's eerie beats pulsed through the venue, the visual elements were subtle but impactful. Rather than bombarding the audience with flashing visuals, Eilish allowed darkness to dominate the room. The sparse lighting allowed her to control the atmosphere. Her presence was enough to fill the space. Her movements were slow and deliberate, letting the music take the lead. It was a moment of pure artistry, with a spotlight focused on the music rather than on any external distractions. Throughout the performance, Eilish maintained a level of vulnerability that resonated deeply with her audience. She didn't try to act larger than life, and that made her feel even more real and accessible. During When the Party's Over, she sat down on a stool, her silhouette outlined by a simple spotlight. It was a moment of pure intimacy, as if she were speaking directly to each person in the crowd. It was clear that the performance wasn't about impressing anyone with theatrics, but rather about creating a shared experience, an opportunity for the audience to truly feel what she was feeling. At times, Eilish even seemed to retreat inwardly, almost as if she was more interested in connecting with the emotions of the music than engaging in a showy spectacle. Her quiet yet confident stage presence was magnetic. She didn't need to move excessively to captivate the crowd. Instead, she let her voice and her unique sound take the lead, proving that vulnerability and stillness can be just as powerful as high-energy performances. There were moments of humor and lightness, too. Between songs, Eilish would chat with the audience, making self-deprecating jokes and showing a glimpse of her playful side. Yet, even in these moments, there was a sense of calm. She never fully detached from her introverted persona, but instead allowed these interactions to feel natural, not forced. It was a refreshing contrast to the often over-embellished moments seen in pop music today. The crowd responded with a kind of reverence, as if they recognized the intimacy Eilish was cultivating. Fans were completely immersed in the music, many of them singing along word for word. But there was also an air of respect. This was a performance that demanded an emotional connection, not just physical excitement. It wasn't about how loud the music was or how wild the lights flashed. It was about how deeply the songs connected with people. This shift was a reminder that pop music doesn't always need to be a spectacle. Sometimes, the power lies in the quiet moments. Eilish's ability to make such a massive venue feel like a cozy gathering speaks to her unique approach to pop music. She doesn't feel the need to follow the traditional template of what a pop concert should be. Instead, she forges her own path, blending raw emotion with understated performance art. The result is a show that doesn't just entertain. It moves people in a way that's both profound and personal. By embracing her introverted tendencies, Billie Eilish has created a space in pop culture where vulnerability and introspection are celebrated. In a world where over-the-top performances are often seen as the norm, Eilish proves that there is room for a quieter, more reflective approach. And in doing so, she has managed to captivate a global audience not through spectacle, but through sincerity. Her London show was a perfect example of how an introvert's touch can transform a conventional pop experience into something that feels fresh, real, and deeply personal.